Someone say it? If it's 4, how many pieces are we going to make? 8. Good. All right. So if it's 3 or 6, you're going to make 12. Right? If it's 4 or 2, you're going to make 8. Okay? Just keep that in mind. 3 or 6, 12. 4 or 2, 8. Okay? And so, with this, I want to think about going around and around and around, right? And so, it shows me that it goes around 2 times. So, it goes around once, twice, right? And so, remember, that's 2 pi right there, right? And then this is another 2 pi. So that's 4 pi so far. Okay? And then it goes around a little bit further. It goes to right here, right? So it continues to go around until it gets to here, right? And if we think about that, then that's 4 pi already, right? And what's 4 pi when we're talking about over 4? Wouldn't that be 8 pi over 4, right? So that would be 8 pi over 4. So how many pi's are no, that's only 2. That would be 16 pi over 4, right? That would be 4 pi, right? So 16 pi over 4, if I subtract that from 21, what am I left with? So I subtract that and I get how much is left? 5 pi over 4, right? Which means I'm going to break this up, like I said. It's coming around like this, right? We're going to break this up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, right? But what we're looking at is this one. We're looking at this. So this is our reference angle. Right here on this side, that's our reference angle. So how many pieces is that? Right? And it's how many pieces out of 4 is this? Anybody?
Wait, can you please ask the question one more time?
So how many pieces, right, is this out of the 4 pieces that you see here? 1. This is 1 pi over 4, right? That's how much, that's your reference angle. Okay? Now, in this case, we have to think about the triangle, right? We have to think about the triangle. What is pi over 4? What is that? Does anyone know? What is this one? What would 1 pi over 4 be? What? Oh, 1 pi over 4. 45. Right? Because you cut that in half, right? You cut 90 in half. Right? There's 2 pieces to 90 degrees. 2 pieces to 90 degrees mean 45 and 45, right? So how much is this? This is 45 also, right? But is this distance negative or positive going down? Negative. Okay? Is this distance going right and left? Is that negative or positive? Negative. You see what I mean? Now it's important to know. So now when I'm looking at this triangle, right? This 45-45 triangle, I have 1, 1, and square root 2, right? But this is negative.
Wait, why is this square root 2?
Oh, remember, we have to remember.
Are we flipping it?
Yeah.
Oh.
We have to remember these 2 triangles, right? This is 45, 45, so it's 1, 1, square root 2,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And this is 1, 2, square root 3, right? Alright, so anytime I'm using a 45, 45, it's always 1, 1, square root 2. Okay? But now it's in this area, it's in this quadrant. What quadrant is this, by the way? What quadrant? Say it. 3. Good. Right? It's in quadrant 3. And in quadrant 3, we have a negative left and a negative down, right? So it's negative and negative, right? So it's negative 1 and negative 1 for your sides. And this is the angle we're looking for, right? That's the 45 we're looking at, right? So the opposite side is this side. The adjacent side is this side. And this is the hypotenuse. And once we know all that, it asks us to do tangent theta. Okay? So what is the tangent of this? Right? The tangent of 21 pi over 4 is equal to opposite over adjacent, right? So katoa, right? So opposite over adjacent. So what's the opposite side? Negative 1. And what's the adjacent side? Negative 1. So what's negative 1 divided by negative 1?
1.
1. So tangent 21 pi over 4 is equal to 1. And that's it. Is it getting a little better? Okay? Just remember, it's just like drawing the angles. We did this in the beginning, right? We drew the angle. We found the reference angle. We can all find the reference angle. This is the reference angle, right? Once we know the reference angle, the hard part is, well, how much is it, right? Now, we never did it in pi, right? We always just changed this to degrees, found it in degrees, but once we knew it was 45, it's the same thing, okay? All we did was decide that it's pi over 4, but we should know that pi over 4 is 45 degrees, right? You have to have that. You know, if you do your unit circle, the most important part of that unit circle is right here, 30, which is how much? 1 pi over 6, right? It's one piece of pi over 6. 45 is one piece of pi over 4.
Oh.
And 60 is 2 pieces of pi over 6, right?
Okay. Light bulb.
Light bulb, nice. That's huge. Okay? And once we have those, we can just keep working it and working it, okay? Good. Light bulb.